Hey everybody, welcome back. Chapter 33 for Stargirl. So we just learned about Stargirl's office that was in Archie's yard back in his tool shed. And that, out of everybody that Stargirl ever followed or, took notice of, there was only one little heart by one name, and that was by Leo's. So she obviously really did love Leo, and let's see what happens in Chapter 33. Throughout my college years, I visited Archie whenever I came home, and then I got a job back east, and my visits were less frequent. As Archie grew older, the difference between himself and Senor Saguaro seemed to become less and less. We sat on the back porch. He seemed fascinated by my work. I had become a set designer, and only recently has it occurred to me that I became one on the day that Stargirl took me to her enchanted place. On my last visit with him, he met me at the front door, and he dangled his keys in front of my eyes. "You drive." An old tar pail rattled in the bed of his ancient pickup as he pointed me west to the Maricopas. In his bag, he carried a brown paper bag. Along the way, I said, as I always did, "So, have you figured her out yet?" It was years since she had gone. We still needed no name for her. We knew who we were talking about. "Well, I'm working on it," he said. "What's the latest?" We were following a similar script. On this day, he stated, "She's better than Bones." On my previous visit, he had said, "When a Stargirl cries, she does not shed tears, but light." On other days, in other years, he'd called her the rabbit in the hat, or the universal solvent, and the recycler of all of our garbage. He said these things with a sly grin, knowing that they would confound me as I mulled them over until our next meeting. We were in the foothills by early afternoon. He directed me to stop on a stony shoulder of the road. We got out and walked. He brought the paper bag with him, and I brought the pail. I pulled it from a floppy blue hat, which he mashed into his head. The sun that had looked warm and buttery at a distance was blazing hot here. We didn't go far, as walking was a chore for him. We stopped at an outcropping of smooth, pale gray rock. He pulled a small pick from his pail and tapped the rock. "This'll do," he said. I held the paper bag while he put the pick to the rock. The skin on his arms had become dry and flaky, as if his body were preparing itself to rejoin the earth. It took him 10 minutes to gouge out a hole that he judged to be right. He asked for the bag. I was shocked at what he took from it. "Barney?" The skull of the Paleocene rodent. "This is home," he said. And he said he was sorry he did not have the energy to return Barney to his original stratum in South Dakota. He laid Barney in the hole, and then he took from his pocket a scrap of paper. He crumpled the scrap and stuffed it into the hole with the skull. Then he pulled a jug of water, a small bag of patching cement, and a trowel, and a plastic tray from the tar pail. He mixed the cement and troweled over the hole. From a distance, you wouldn't know the rock had been altered. Heading back to the pickup, I asked him what was written on the paper. "A word," he said, and the way he'd told me, I knew I'd get no answer to the next question. We rode east down out of the mountains and were home before sundown. When I returned the next time, someone else was living in Archie's house. The shed out back was gone, and so was Senor Saguaro. And a new elementary school now occupies Stargirl's enchanted place. That's the end of Chapter 33. We have one more chapter to go to see how this book ends. Has it gone how you thought so far? Until next time. Bye, guys.